What's up, guys? 5 Star Paintball Tech here for another Boiler Room Tech Talk. We're going to run through a cool little hack that we got for the duallie front blocks that come stock on the Ripper, the original Ripper, as well as the classic Intimidators. Many of you guys running the duallie front blocks might be running a high pressure reg into the bottom of the front block, but are basically triple regulating the gun, because the whole history behind these is that the classics and the Rippers were intended to be run with a gas through regulator. Up top here would be your high pressure regulator. Does the exact same thing and has actually the same exact design as a torpedo regulator for that people would normally stick on their 2K2s since they came stock. And then right below it would be your low pressure regulator. Also works the same exact way as a Gen 2 or Gen 3 LPR would. So because the people running high pressure regulators into the bottom are effectively triple regging the gun, each regulator has has its own recharge rate. There's a bit of redundancy happening between the high pressure reg that would go in here and then the one up here. So what this cool little hack is going to show you is how to actually turn your high pressure regulator into a volumizer. So you don't have to worry about just more parts to fail. It's just a much simpler design, and will cause you less problems in the long run. So in order to do this, we're going to need 3 tools. We're going to need a set of needle nose pliers to grab the piston out of the regulator. I use a nut driver. This is a 3/8 nut driver that's going to be used for taking the Schrader valve out of the front block. And then lastly, a 3/16 Allen key to take the adjuster screw out. So first things first, we're going to use your 3/16 Allen key to just unscrew the adjuster all the way. This is going to be a part that we just don't need anymore. So we're going to set this off to the side. Once we have that out, the front block can be separated, or the high pressure reg can be separated from the front block. It's easiest to do this with the front block just taken off of the marker, but if that's too much work, you can get to it pretty easily just by unscrewing your barrel. So we're going to take the LPR off, set that to the side for now. Next part we're going to focus on is going to be the Schrader valve that sits right underneath the high pressure regulator. So we're going to use the nut driver to get to that. I prefer that because it makes the whole thing a lot easier. You can also use a flathead screwdriver and depress the pin with the flathead screwdriver, and then use that little notch to just kind of unscrew the rest of the nut with, and this will come right out. So the Schrader valve is something that we won't need anymore because it doesn't need to regulate, basically. So we're just going to take this out in its entirety and keep it in a bag, save it for a rainy day in case your low pressure Schrader valve ends up bending. Common issue. I'll talk more about that in the LPR vid that I posted the other night. So yeah, you're basically done with the front block now. The last piece that we're going to do here, the high pressure regulator internals are being held in with the piston. So we're just going to use the needle nose pliers to grab the end of the piston. And we're going to pull that thing out. All of the internals will slide out. We're going to set those to the side. You're not going to need the spring as well as the adjuster plate anymore. All we're left with is going to be the high pressure regulator body and then the piston. And the rest from here is pretty simple. So we're going to take the skinny end of the piston, and that's going to go into the high pressure regulator body. We're going to push it in all the way. The O-ring is actually going to seal up the entire part now. And then it's going to be plugged up by the skinny end of the piston. And this is now a volumizer. And you could just screw it right in. And you're ready to rock, man. I'm not sure that it's going to offer any kind of performance enhancement. I would still recommend running your low pressure reg on this at about 80 psi, and then your high pressure usually ends up somewhere in the range of 250 psi to get it shooting about 290 to 300 psi. So cool little hack. Hope this helps someone out there and maximize just the most performance you can out of the marker. And yeah, enjoy, guys.